Pratikitra Mala Sadashiva Gagan.
Swamiji.
Sunita, is it you or your children?
Adiyan, Sunita Acharya.
Not your children.
He
Hindupriya, is it you or your child, ma'am?
Meaning of life.
Who is asking?
Shrihan.
Hello?
Shrihan.
Oh, Shrihan. Okay, what is the meaning of life, right?
Yes.
Meaning of life is whether you can follow the right code of conduct to attain salvation. If not, for the following of the right code of conduct and to attain salvation, there is no difference between our way of living and any other animal. For majority of the people, life means eating, sleeping, defending yourself and your property, and getting some children. These are the four things in scriptures called aharam, nidra, bhayam, maidhunam. Means people are interested in doing only four things. We eat 3-4 times a day. Every monkey, every pig, every dog, every cat also eats. Sleeping, we sleep. Even a tiger takes a nap. Even a lion takes a nap. Defending ourselves. You go and touch a kitten, the mother cat will pounce on you. So we defend our property, our kids. Animals also protect their kids. Maidhunam, getting some children. Human beings get children. Every animal also gets children. So life means if our whole lifetime is spent thinking of only these four things or indulging in these four things, there is no difference between animals and ourselves. Those animals have 4 feet, we have 2 feet. That's what they say, Dvipada Pashuhu, animals with 2 feet. So what is life? To live a right code of conduct and to end this life and attain salvation. That is the meaning of life. For many people, life means to live. So the spiritual meaning of life means how to end this life peacefully and make sure there are no more lives. That is called salvation. That is the true meaning of life. You understand, sir?
Yes, Swamiji. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Swamiji, can I ask one question? This is Mala. So we know that there are millions of universes, right? Krishna has not. This is not the only galaxy. There are so many galaxies. Every galaxy goes through this 4 yugas. One is that question. Then the second thing.
One second. We don't know. We don't know how the time scales are on other galaxies. We only know in this galaxy means this Brahmandam. This Brahmandam comprised of 14 worlds, presided over by one Brahma with 4 faces. That's all we know. There is a rule that every Brahmanda should follow this. Because in scriptures there is a reference to, depending on the size of the Brahmanda, depending on the number of universes in that Brahmanda, even the Brahmas differ. Our present Brahma, in charge of a very small Brahmandam, is blessed with 4 faces. But there are other Brahmas with 10 faces, 20 faces, 100 faces like that. So we do not know what kind of a cycles they follow. Like 4 yugas, multiple yugas. We have no idea because there is no scriptures available. What all we have available is the present Brahmanda in the world as it is, with a cycle of 4 yugas as one Mahayuga, and keep rotating. Is that clear, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji. Which means then we don't know if the
Both are
same
there
cycle
in
of
every
life and
Brahmanda.
death happens there also, right?
What is it, Mala?
The same cycle of life and death and salvation is also available there.
That's
Or
right. In whatever Brahmanda the Jivatma is, in whatever Brahmanda the soul is, it will go through the same cycles. Again birth, again death, again birth, again death. Until those souls in those Brahmandas also leave those Brahmandas eternally and attain a world called Vaikuntam, which is way beyond all these galaxies. Which is way beyond all these galaxies.
is it possible that when we leave our body in this galaxy, we can be born in another galaxy?
Depending on whether you are qualified to enter that galaxy. Because we do not know what are the entry requirements of that galaxy. Whereas in this galaxy, yes, after leaving this body, you can be born again in Indralokam or Janalokam, Tapolokam or Mahalokam or the lower planets Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Patala or even in the Brahmalokam. In this Brahmanda, you have every right. But other Brahmandas, we do not know what are the entry requirements. The question is, instead of ourselves, what are the Brahmanda? The better way to think, to look at it may be how to avoid taking birth in any Brahmanda and attain only one world that is beyond all the Brahmandas called Vaikuntam. But in our Brahmanda, you have every right. You may become Devi Devata or a human being or an animal or a plant, depending on our karma. Got it, Ma?
Yes, Swamiji.
Swamiji, how are we like sure that we're going to Vaikuntam? Like, how can we be sure?
Because when you do Sharanagati, you have to practice either Bhakti Yoga or you have to do Sharanagati. Only these two, Bhakti and Sharanagati, are the highways for salvation. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga by themselves cannot give you moksham. They are like the service roads, local roads, not the highway. The only two highways are Bhakti or Sharanagati. Bhakti is not just, breaking a coconut or going to a temple or putting some money in a temple, cash box. That is not Bhakti. Bhakti means practicing one of the 32 Brahma Vidyas and doing them as upasana. You may become 100% perfect in one life. You may become 100% perfect in 10 lives. We don't know. But one day you will definitely get salvation if you practice Bhakti Yoga. And Sharanagati, you are guaranteed moksham at the end of this life. Then how do we know whether we get moksham or not? Simple. If you eat, your stomach is full. Same thing. You do Sharanagati. And when you are Sharanagati, when you follow all the principles of Sharanagati verbatim, you yourself will know what is your next destination. Even to the extent you will know when you are going to die. Even to the extent you will know, looking at a person, whether this person, what will happen to this person? In the next birth, he'll be born as a cat. In the next birth, he'll be born as a human being. Even that you can see. But such people, they don't talk about it, but they know it. So how do you know you will get salvation or not? You practice Sharanagati perfectly, you will know it. God will give you the wisdom. That is called extrasensory perception. God will bless you with that extrasensory perception. Is that clear, Pritika?
Yes, Swamiji.
Go ahead, Ma. What's the next question you have? Okay, Pritika, I'm asking the same question. How do you make sure that you get moksham? What did Krishna say? What did Krishna say that how do you make sure you will get moksham? Pritika,
Yes, Swamiji.
what is the answer to my question? Because Krishna promised, Manmanaa bhava. Repeat. Go ahead. Say that verse.
Manmanaa bhava madbhakto madhyaji imam namaskuru mame vaishishyatyante prajitane priyosi me.
Exactly, because Krishna promises, in the name of truth, I am promising you, Arjuna, because you are dear to me. Manmanaa bhava, if you always think of Krishna in your mind. Mad bhakto, if you become his devotee. Madhyaji, if your worship is only to Krishna. Mam namaskuru, your worship is exclusively to me. Manmanaa bhava, mad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru. What did Krishna say? Mame vaishyasi satyante pratijane priyosame. Krishna says, I promise you, Arjuna, in the name of Satyam, in the name of truth. When Krishna gives a promise, it is irrevocable. When Rama makes a promise, they are irrevocable. Krishna is not here. How am I to believe it? You follow the principles of Saranagathi. You yourself will know what will be your next birth if you are going to take a birth or if you are going to get salvation. Not only about yourself, you will know about others also. That is the beauty of Sharanagati when you practice it sincerely. Because Krishna promised Manmanaa bhava in your mind if you always think of him. Mad bhakto if you become only his devotee. Madhyaji if you worship only Krishna. Mam eva eshyasi satyante pratijane priyosami. Arjuna, you are so dear to me. I promise you in the name of truth, you will come to me. Therefore, that is the guarantee, Pritika, that we have. Okay? Pritika, are you getting it?
Yes, Swamiji.
Go ahead, Ma. What is the next question? Hello, kids. You have to keep talking. Other Sharanagati. Why did you do Sharanagati?
Because Krishna led me to it.
What did you say? What did you say again?
Because Krishna led me to it.
Krishna lets you do it. Better than that, Krishna asks you to do it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Krishna specifically said in Bhagavad Gita, do Sharanagati. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Vraja means do. Krishna said, you do Sharanagati. If you do Sharanagati, Krishna promises, I promise you, you will come to me. You will come to me. So Gagan, tell me, what will happen if you don't go to Krishna? Gagan?
Yes.
What will happen to your soul if you don't get salvation?
It will come back to earth.
You will come to earth. Better reply. You are forced to take birth again and again and again. Now, Pritika, where is it mentioned that you will be forced to take birth after birth? Pritika, where is it said that you will be forced to take birth after birth after birth? if you don't get salvation? Ma?
Yes.
Can you give? Jaatasya hi dhruvho
Dhruvam janm mrtasya cha tasyad apariharyate nattam sochitumarhasi.
That is there in chapter number 2, verse number 27. Jaatasya hi dhruvho. If you don't do Sharanagati, for everyone who is born, death is certain. And for everyone who is dying, their rebirth is certain. Their rebirth is certain. And because Krishna said, if you do Sharanagati, there is no more rebirth, there is no death. So, Jaatasya hi dhruvo mrityuh. Tell that again, Pritika.
Jaatasya dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janm mrtasya cha tasmat apariharyate nattam sochitumarhasi.
These girls, Kriti and Kirtana, you know that verse, ma?
Yes, Swamiji.
Kriti, Kirtana.
Jaatasya dhruvo mrityuh dhruvam janm mrtasya cha tasmat apariharyate nattam.
Can you come closer to the phone and chant, ma? Your voice is very feeble.
Yes, Swamiji. Jaatasya hi dhruvo mrityuh dhruvam janma mrtasya cha tasmat apariharyate nattam sochitumarhasi.
Very good. So, for everyone who is born, death is certain. For everyone who is dying, again, rebirth is certain. If you want to avoid the repeated and endless cycles of birth and death and birth and death, that Sharanagati guarantees you moksha. Now, when you come to Krishna, what is the advantage that you are directly connected to Krishna? Is there a guarantee that you are connected to Krishna, especially through the process of Sharanagati?
The Shankar Chakras?
No, something else. Is there something else that you will know that you are connected to Krishna when you do Sharanagati? Anyone of you can think?
What is the question, Swamiji? I did not understand.
When you do Sharanagati, is there anywhere guarantee that you are connected to Krishna?
Yes, he's there all the time with you.
No, not that. Don't give vague replies. Is there a way you are connected? Where did Krishna say that? Any one of you can repeat that verse, Mama? Evam parampara-praptam.
Evam parampara-praptam evam rajarsayo viduh sakaleneha mata yogo nashta parantapa.
Exactly. Parampara-praptam. If some other teachers are taking concessions, they will not get salvation. They literally have to follow Krishna's prescription. And if you follow that, you are guaranteed moksham. How you are connected to Krishna? When you do Sharanagati, Krishna himself acknowledges you are connected to your Acharya. Your Acharya is connected to his Acharya. And those Acharyas are connected all the way to VendantaDesika. From VendantaDesika, they are connected to Ramanuja. Now tell me, after Ramanuja, what?
Mahalakshmi?
Mahalakshmi is the last stage. You are in between. There are other 4-5 steps you jump.
Yamunacharya. Nadam.
From Ramanuja, you are connected to Yamunacharya.
Nathamuni.
His guru. From Yamunacharya, you are connected to whom?
Nadam Swamiji.
Yamunacharya to Nathamuni. From Nathamuni, you are connected to
NammaLwar Swamiji. NammaLwar Swamiji.
good. Good. Nathamuni. From Nathamuni, you are connected to
NammaLwar Swamiji.
from NammaLwar, you are connected to
Vishwaskena Swamiji.
Vishwaskena to
Mahalakshmi.
Mahalakshmi to
Narayana Swamiji.
exactly. That is how you are connected. That is why Krishna says parampara-praptam. From one parampara means from one generation to the next generation. That is why Krishna makes sure that anybody who does Saranagathi is directly connected to him.
Swamiji, ఒక question, Swamiji.
Go ahead, next question.
స్వామిజీ మీరు సిరీస్ చెప్పారు కదా రామానుజాచార్య అని ప్రేయర్ చేసేటప్పుడు కూడా వీళ్ళందరినీ అదే సిరీస్ లో ప్రేయర్ చేయాలి స్వామిజీ.
That is what exactly the prayers you chant.
ఓకే స్వామి.
That is what exactly you chant in almost all the prayers that you chant as Parayanam. That's why you say Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha. That is where you say Lakshmi Natha Samarambham Natha Yamuna Madhyamam Asmad Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. You are maintaining the chain which is unbroken.
ఓకే స్వామి.
So always refer to a verse. That way everybody will know that you are not giving your opinion, you are giving an authentic opinion. In all the prayers we chant, we start with Lakshmi Natha Samarambham Natha Yamuna Madhyamam Asmad Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Go ahead, my next question.
What are the final instructions of Yamunacharya Swamiji?
What is it, Aya? You have to speak clearly, Aya. Come closer to the phone and speak clearly.
What are the final instructions of Yamunacharya Swamiji?
Final decisions?
Final instructions, Swamiji. Final instructions of Bhagavad Yamunacharya.
I'm not able to make out, sir. Somehow your voice is not very
Swamiji
clear.
is asking final instructions of Ramanujacharya.
Oh, final instructions of Ramanuja to his disciples. He gave 74 instructions. Ramanuja gave a lot of instructions to all his students. And everyone is supposed to follow them. Go ahead.
Swamiji, when there is so much Krishna is there for us. He wants us to come to him. Then why did he also make it so difficult? Like so many people, majority of them are not interested or don't believe in this. Why that kind? Both sides. That's also there. It's when we know you go to Krishna, it's all so much of good stuff. We know the benefits and everything, but then there is a big chunk of people he has made in such a way that they don't believe in him, and it's so hard to convince people for Saranagathi.
Okay. The minute you become pure, you will be able to convince others. If you yourself have some kind of a doubt or vacillation, then you will not be able to inculcate that faith into others. And that is again what Krishna said. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tadvarishinaha. You are connected to Krishna, and when you follow his instructions, you will get the mercy of Krishna undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. And Ramanuja gave his last instructions to all his students. Go ahead, my next question. Hello? Go ahead.
This is Krishna. You said that there were 74 instructions of Ramanuja. What was the most important one?
What is the lowest? What is the
Important ones.
Can you repeat the whole question again?
Swamiji, you said that there were 74 instructions of Ramanuja. Which ones are most important?
Okay, which one is most important? Okay, ma'am. Actually, all instructions are important. And still, if you want to know which are the most important ones, still I can give you some idea. First one is find an Acharya. Find an Acharya. The next one, when you see people who do not believe in God, just run away from them as though you are there in the company of a tiger or a lion. Then another question, if you can learn Sri Bhashyam, if you cannot learn Sri Bhashyam, your next best is, you cannot learn Sri Bhashyam, your next best is, learn at least Bhagavad Gita. You cannot do that also, then stay in any of the 74 Divyadeshams, sorry, 106 Divyadeshams. And what do you do there? Do service to Bhagavan and Bhagavatas. Do service to Bhagavatas. Next instruction is, if you can practice any of the Pasharams, Divya Prabandham, you are doing great. Next one, if nothing is possible, find a Bhagavata and serve him as much as you serve your teacher, as much as you serve Bhagavan himself. And you will certainly get moksham. These are some of the important instructions. Go ahead, my next question.
Swamiji, you told to stay in one of the Divya Desams. Is there a definite period of time or stay there forever?
I'm not able to make out what you are saying. What did you say?
Swamiji, మీరు దివ్య దేశంలో స్టే చేయాలి ఎంతసేపు అంటే what is there a defined period of time to stay or you should stay there forever for the rest of your life?
He said forever.
Okay.
Whenever you are comfortable that you have completed the grahastha way of life, then you just go and live like a vanaprastha.
Okay.
That is the only way to overcome the attachments. Because our biggest problem is attachment.
So, Swamiji, that Divya Deshams and all have like how there is there, do they have like ashram or place for the Bhagavatas to stay?
Yes, you have to provide. If you are rich enough, you help for other people also by providing accommodation for them in holy places. Go ahead, Ma.
Swamiji, is there a Divya Desham you should visit first when you start visiting?
Is there a Divya Desham?
You should visit first, like that should be the first one to go.
Anyway you visit, that's okay, because usually people start, they want to visit all 106 Divya Deshams. They start all the way from the south, from Trivandrum, Anantapadmanabha Swami, and go all the way up to the Himalayas, Muktinath in Nepal. There are only 106 on the planet Earth. 107 Ksheerasagaram, ocean of milk, is beyond. And the last one is Vaikuntam. Sri Vaikuntam and Ksheerasagaram are the 107 and 108. So visit at least 106 Divya Deshams in India. Go ahead, my next question. Emma, next question, please.
Here actually some kids are chanting Bhagavad Gita, the other kids are teasing like you are chanting now itself Bhagavad Gita like old granny, like that. Kids are commenting each other, Swamiji. How to control?
Tell them. By doing this, I'm going to go to salvation. By not doing it, you are going to go to hell. Tell them, at least that will make them keep their mouth shut.
Okay, Swamiji.
Tell them, by doing Bhagavad Gita, when I die, I'm making sure I'll go to Vaikuntam. But by your not chanting, by your behavior which is not religious, you are going to die a miserable death, and you'll have birth again, and you'll go through Garbha Narakam.
That is very surprising. If you see the other religion, they start young age, Quran and all, they start reading. How come they are not teased?
Those religions are not well developed enough. There are colleges, but there are some of them are community colleges. Some of them are state universities, but very few are Ivy League colleges. Are you getting my point, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji.
Go ahead, Amma. Next question. Important one, sir. Whether you can live at least in a Divya. If you can you learn Sri Bhashyam? Teach Sri Bhashyam. If not, learn Bhagavad Gita. If not, learn Divya Prabandham. If not, serve your Acharya. If not, go to a Divya and just live there by serving any Mahatma there. Go ahead, Amma.
Acharya, Sri Bhashyam is only for men, Acharya.
Anyone who had Saranagathi can learn Sri Bhashyam.
Yes, Acharya.
That's why I said if you people want, arrange a separate session. But for that, it is preferable if you all come and then meet and then we do it in person. If it is not going to be possible, then it should be done by video so that everybody can see each other and ask each other. And you need to have a pen and a paper to make a note of all those important topics of Sri Bhashyam.
Dhanyos Acharya. Sri Bhashyam explains about what, Acharya?
Sri Bhashyam, the entire Upanishads are there reduced into some formulas, 540 formulas called Brahma Sutras. Sri Bhashyam is an explanation of the 540 Brahma Sutras. Next question, Amma.
Again, is not remember that Divya.
What is it? Vedanteshka's birthday?
Birthplace of the Divya.
That's called Tupal. Vedanteshka's birthplace is Tupal.
It is a Divya.
Near Kanchipuram, yes.
Tupal. Okay, sir. Means that place only the Haigriva is manifested, given the darshan.
No, Haigriva manifested and gave him darshanam in Tiruvahindrapuram. Tiruvahindrapuram. The local name there is now Kadalur. That is where he meditated first on Garuda. Garuda gave Haigriva mantram and he meditated on Haigriva mantram. Then Haigriva appeared before him and blessed him with all the divine wisdom. That's why he became such a great poet.
And so he given some deity also from you, Haigriva.
I don't know, what did you say? He gave some
deity also, some Haigriva deity.
Haigriva deity, yes.
For worship. Where it's some the same place or?
No, that Haigriva deity is there now in Parakalamatam. The Haigriva worship by Ramanuja is in Parakalamatam. And the deity worshipped by the Haigriva deity by Desika is also in Parakalamatam. Parakalamatam is the first one. Next one in line is the Ahavarimatam. Next one is Anavana Ashram. Next is Paudrika Ashram. Go ahead, my next question. Please come up with questions, okay? All right, Amma. Enjoy your time. Narayana.
Acharya Dhanyan, kids?